Since UHV started in 1973, we have almost 16,000 graduates now out there. And those graduates make a mark, and they remember UHV. And this gives us an opportunity to think about honoring an Alumni of the Year. And so with that, I'm going to bring Randy Vivian to the microphone to make the award for our Alumni of the Year award.
I would like to tell you how deeply honored I am to be here today, and especially to help present this award from the university, because the individual we're going to be honoring today is someone that has been a hero of mine for many years, and someone that I've looked up to as a mentor and a friend for those years also. So with that, I will go back to the script, Paula, and we'll make you feel a lot better. It is an honor to be here. The University of Houston has been a major part and a major impact of my life, and I am proud to be an alumnus of this university. Now it is indeed my great pleasure that I announce that this year's winner of the UHV Alumni of the Year is Dr. Josie Rivera. Now, before Dr. Rivera comes up, I want to tell you her story, because it is an incredible story, and I would like to be able to share that with you. Dr. Rivera's UHV story begins with her lifelong desire to be an educator. But as everyone knows, life doesn't always go as planned. She was forced to drop out of Bloomington High School during her freshman year because of family difficulties, and she was married at the age of 16. She eventually earned her general equivalency diploma and found a job as a teacher's aide in Bloomington. At the age of 31, after much prodding from fellow teachers, she started taking night classes at Victoria College. After receiving her associate's degree, she transferred to UHV and in 1983 earned a bachelor's in elementary education, the first of 3 degrees from the university. 2 years later, she earned a master's in curriculum instruction, followed by a second master's degree in education administration. She tied all that up with a doctorate's degree in education leadership from Texas A&M University in Kingsville. While earning all of these degrees, she went from being a teacher's aide to a second grade teacher at what is now Dudley Gifted and Talented Magnet School in Victoria, and she was assistant principal for 3 years before being promoted to principal of William Wood Elementary, and where I met her and began working with her, she was also the principal at Guadalupe Elementary School in Victoria County, the first principal there. In 1999, she was named the Texas National Distinguished Principal by the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association. Before she retired, she spent 1.5 years as superintendent of the Bloomington School District, the same district where she dropped out of high school those many years ago. Even though she's retired from teaching, she hasn't been idle. She's taught as an adjunct instructor at Victoria College and then worked for the University of Houston, Victoria with the Letting Education Achieve Dreams program. She also was a member of the President's Regional Advisory Board, including serving as chair for a year. And she now is secretary of the VC Board of Trustees. She also serves on the boards of Victoria College Foundation, and she's one of my bosses, and she serves on the board of directors for the Victoria Chamber of Commerce. Please join me in congratulating the UHV Alumni of the Year, Dr. Josie Rivera.
Well, thank you, Randy. That was wonderful. This is an honor. Thank you so much. Dr. Morgan and Greg Rudson, thank you so much for doing this. And also anybody else that had anything to do with selecting me to be for this honor, thank you so much. And I also want to thank my family. They're here with me. Michelle Rivera, my daughter, and Diana Rivera, she's my oldest daughter, and Vicki Rivera, she is my daughter-in-law, and my two sisters, Mary Sue Lopez and Janie Vasquez. Thank you for being here with me. And wow, what an honor. And Dr. Morgan, Greg, thank you so much for doing so much for the University of Houston, Victoria. You have made this a great event, and you do so much for the community, and I'm sure that we're going to become a destination university with your assistance. And Dr. Morgan, I hope you stay here for a very, very long time. Thank you.
Each year, we give a community partnership award to a person, business, or organization that has helped to advance the quality of life in the region and at the university. And at this time, I'd like to call on our 2012-2013 award recipient, Heber Lacerda, who will make the presentation. He is with Regency Post-Acute Healthcare Systems Incorporated, and he's going to present the award for this year.
Dr. Morgan, I'm honored to present this award tonight, and I'm pleased to announce that this year's award winners are Ron and Kay Walker. There's a clock here on the podium that says 3 o'clock, so we have a lot of time left until 9. The Walkers have been effective advocates for higher education in Victoria for many decades. Ms. Walker served on the UH System Board of Regents from 1993 to 1999 as Vice Chair, Secretary, and member of the Executive Committee. She played an integral role in helping UHV acquire tuition revenue bonds for the purchase of land in a new building. Since that time, Mrs. Walker has remained active with UHV, serving on various search and art committee. She's a member emeritus of the UHV President's Regional Advisory Board. The Kay Walker Scholarship is awarded annually to an area UHV student. Mr. Walker has served on the Victoria College of Board of Trustees since 1985 and has been on the board chair since 2008. Ron also held the important position of co-chair of the Commission on Expanding Access to Higher Education. In 2008, the Commission unanimously recommended that UHV add freshmen and sophomores. The recommendation became a reality 2 years later. The Walkers' latest contribution to higher education is a $250,000 gift to name the auditorium inside the UHV Academic and Regional Economic Development Building, scheduled to open in the spring. The gift is the third largest donation from individuals in school history. The Kay and Ron Walker Auditorium will be the home to the UHV American Book Review Readings series and a variety of other public events. It is my privilege to present Ron and Kay Walker with the Community Partnership Award. I'd like now to invite the Walkers to come to the lectern and accept this award and make a few remarks.
It's such a privilege to be here tonight and to have this honor. As you know, Ron and I have given numerous hours and a lot of effort and work to higher education in this community. I can't help but see the silhouette of the building and know about the architecture of the building, the usage, the per foot ratio of usage, and all the different things that we used to be so concerned about while we were regents, and all the different aspects of it. And then to think that we are now building this new building, and this time Ron and I are in the fortunate position of being able to contribute in a significant way to the bricks and mortar of this next building. For us, the future is very bright. It's so important for higher education in the development of this community and in the development of all the individuals who benefit from having higher education right here in the Victoria area. So with that, Ron, you can take it.
What you don't know is I wrote a speech and she just read it. But it's particularly heartwarming that Eber gave this to us because he is such a great partner. Kay and Eber and I were in a nonprofit that was in the ditch, and he rolled up his hands, his sleeves, and we worked hard and pulled it out. So if you have a partner like Eber, you're in real good shape. What I'm about to say is not necessarily the opinion of University of Houston, Victoria College, but mine and I think Kay's. The state of Texas does an inadequate job of funding higher education. And as a result of that, it takes support outside the state for universities and colleges to achieve what they need to achieve. As someone involved in a junior college or community college, when I took the board, the state funded 75% of our budget. Today, it's somewhere around 25%. Four-year colleges can tell very similar stories. So that means that colleges, both junior colleges and four-year colleges, must seek support outside the state. Victoria College was new in the game of four-year universities, and I think initially we thought, great, we have state funding, they'll build us buildings when and where we want them. And that's not going to happen. What we're going to need is community support, whether it's through the alums or through the towns and counties where they're situated. We're going to need that support. I read an article recently where the University of Texas raised $400 million this year only for the UT Austin campus. That's on top of $3 billion they raised for the UT Austin campus. They know that to provide the education, the opportunities that they need to provide to their students, that they need outside support. UHV needs that same outside support. That is why we were able, fortunately, to give our gift. That's why each of us need to give what we can to UHV to make it the wonderful place that it can be. I thank all of the people involved with UHV for what they do, but not for me, but for those students who will have the opportunity to advance their lives and their education. So thank you to all the UHV people.